Hey, all, Lulu here. Today I'm going to show you how I took a Dollar General board and that was marked down after the fall holiday, and I'm going to use the back side of it for my project today and saving the front side of it for another project. This way it can be a two-sided board. So we'll be using that back side another time. I have two boards like that, so I should have some fun crafting with it. So I already prepped the board in Waverly plaster, and there were a couple staples left in it that I am not going to worry about. I just painted over them. And so we're just going to use the back side of that board for our craft today. Real simple project, a fun one to do with the kiddos. Just taking some paper and tearing it up and making a patchwork out of it. So it's very simple. I'm just going to show you that how you could do this with basically any holiday pattern. I got cardstock at the Hobby Lobby, and I am doing some spring colors. So once I get that board ready, I pick out my cardstock, and then we're going to put a little Dollar Tree chickie on there that we're going to paint. And that's not real wood paint, wood. It is more like press board with a wood veneer look on the front of it. So that's going to be really cute. We're going to paint that up and decorate them. So I picked, I also had this word home that I took off of another project, and it broke into two pieces, but we'll glue it together and you'll see how we can salvage that also. So we're just kind of repurposing a few things today. So once I picked my papers, again, I'm picking contrasting patterns and colors just to have a really nice patchwork. I didn't want to do it in squares like a patchwork quilt. I'm just kind of doing it like a rag quilt with just various papers. And I always keep all my scraps because you never know when you're going to need them. So some of these are just scraps and some of them are fresh pieces of cardstock, which again you can get at Hobby Lobby, and they have all seasons and holidays, and they keep them up all year. And it's really nice when you can get them marked down 40% off because they're inexpensive as it is, but you may as well get a deal on it. So I kind of stock up so that when the mood strikes me, I have pretty much a selection that will work for any project I'm doing. So we're going to take the paper and we're going to tear it up into pieces. Now I'm going to keep some for the edges so that when we are putting them down, we can put them down without having to do too much sanding. So we're just going to take each one, tear it into small pieces, and then just start working on our design. And once you get all of those in little piles, and that's something you can save for other projects. So once we have that, in our little piles and get them all torn up, we're just going to use Mod Podge to put them down. Now, Mod Podge, I'm using it as a base to put it down, and then I'm going to do a coat over the top of it. So I have kind of a glossy Mod Podge that I'm going to be using. And you just kind of figure out what pattern you want and just start willy-nilly putting them down. And just start working your way down your board and having them overlap a little bit. And again, I'm trying to keep them close to the edge so I don't have as much sanding to do. That's all you're doing. You're just going to piece them together, get a little pattern of design that you want, and see how I have the pink gingham, and then I have another one that's like a patchwork, and then two florals. So just working our way down. As I got down to the bottom of the board, I'm thinking I need bigger pieces. So I started tearing additional pieces and making them a little bigger. I think it looks really cute. So we're going to be putting that little duck, I guess a chickie, on the front of it. So we really don't need to go all the way down to where the in the center where the duck's chickie's gonna be. We don't need to really do that. So we're just getting that down there. As you can see, I'm just moving them around, making sure they overlap, and it's so super simple. Then next step is going to be to let that dry while we paint the little chick. So I'm just taking the chick and seeing where it's going to go. I'm going to put it all the way down at the bottom. I don't think that I want to have it up off the board because that with the board, it might be able to be a leaner. So I decided not to have any of the bottom pattern showing. So that's just my preference. You could put it up in the middle. You could turn the board the other way and do a little scene. There's just so many variations that you can do with the exact same materials. It'd be funny to just have everybody have the same materials and see how they put it together, because I'm telling you, you probably wouldn't see many that are exactly the same designs or painted the same. And I'm not a painter, so this is going to be interesting. You're going to see me actually put a face on the little chickie, which usually I use my Cricut and I cut out a face. But this time what I did was I looked for some chick designs I Googled little chick face designs, and I printed it out so I could use it just to look at it while I was painting. So I'll show you those in a minute. So once again, this is the longest part of the project, is just getting that the way I want it. And I thought I was being pretty darn bold to put gingham down on the pink and white gingham on that, just to contrast with the flowers. That's usually not like me, but I thought it was pretty. So you do you and I'll do me, and that's where we get the whole different types of designs, because some people like darker colors. I like the bright spring colors. Some people like blues. I could have done it in, I have blue gingham also. I could have done it in blue or pink gingham, or together, blue and pink gingham together with some flowers. That would have been pretty. Why didn't I think of that? So almost done here. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use hot glue and some thick and tight glue. It's a wood glue, thick and tight glue, so that I have an instant seal with the hot glue, but a longevity with the thick tight glue. Now the reason I use that is because if you're going to sell your crafts, and if you don't know if somebody's going to have something inside or outside, if they have it outside, and they get into the elements, the heat or cold, the hot glue can crack in the cold or get reheated and melt in the heat. And so your projects are going to start to fall apart, and you don't want that, especially if you're selling your items. You want to make sure that, if you had it for yourself, you could repair it, but you don't want to sell something that has to be repaired. So again, there's overlapped a little bit. And so now we're going to paint our little egg. Our little chickie, I should say. Now, I'm using this yellow from Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree's paints work really well on wood like a stain, or you can put a couple coats on it, but they have some really good colors. You've seen me use red oxide, which they don't sell anymore, but they have some really pretty colors. I also got a really pretty blue and a really pretty green from the Dollar Tree. So they have their colors out seasonally, but this yellow is really nice. And I decided to only put the one coat on it and use it like a stain, because you can see the fake wood grain through it. So we just heat it up, and once it's heated up and ready, we're ready to paint our little face on it. So I'm just going over it with a brush to see some areas that need to be just smoothed out so I don't have any bad streaks. But again, it works really nice like a stain. So I'm really into this Dollar Tree paint. So it's $1.25 paint for the size that you get. It's really nice. So now let's see here. I'm gonna glue it down, and there is that thick tight. I get that online from Walmart.com. They used to sell it in the stores, but it's hard to find in the stores. You can also get it from Amazon. But it's a really good glue, all-purpose wood glue or heavy-duty glue. It holds really well. And then here goes the hot glue. And again, that's just to give it an instant set so that it doesn't wiggle around and slide off my board. And I use Gorilla hot glue. It's my favorite hot glue. once I get the little chickie down there. And again, I'm putting it all the way down to the bottom of the board. And because the word home is going to go up above it. And so I got the little faces. There were 4 different faces that were really cute. And I do not paint. So I took my, I took the Sharpie pen, a black Sharpie, and that's what I'm going to use to do the eyes. Look at that. Isn't that looking cute? So a black Sharpie for the eyes, and the home sign, see how that's going to look right there? I'm going to put that together, and I'll be painting that off camera and putting some dots on it. You could really do anything you want. I could have left it like that. It would have been fine, but it glued together really nice, and you don't even notice the, oops, you can't see it. You don't even notice that it's cracked. That's the luxury of some wood pieces. You can put them together and there's no problem. I could have left it like that, but I was wanting to try a new technique on it. So here it is. Here's the Sharpie, and I have my little pattern of eyes, and I'm going with the little swirly one. So this is hard, but I'm steadying my hand on the board, and I'm just trying to do a little swoop, just like they had there. And I mean, I can't tell you how nervous I was. And now I'm going on the other side. It has a little swoop and a little like tail where the eyelash goes up. And then they have one little line for like a little eyelash on the side. That's so cute. And I'm just kind of challenging myself to try things. Again, I usually would print those out on a Cricut. And so now I'm getting a couple different colors from my paint pens, my acrylic paint pens. And I'm going to do a little kind of a rounded triangle for the beak, an upside down triangle for the beak. And then I'm going to use another color that's kind of an orangey color. And then I'll use another color, which is more of a pink, to do some light little cheeks. Because that's what they had on the picture, so I was going to do it the way the picture was. Look at how cute. I really was impressed with myself, let me tell you. It was just so darn cute. And so there I'm thinking I'm going to use that color, and then I think it's too dark. So I'm trying to hem and haw. Do I put cheeks or don't I put cheeks? Cheeks or no cheeks? And then I thought, nah, that's too dark for cheeks because it's the same color as the nose. So let's do a really pale pinkish orange color. And more like kind of a little, I did the little hair too at the top. Kind of like salmon, a salmon color, maybe a really light pale salmon color. So it's a little pinky orange. Oh, look at that. So just a little oval for the cheeks. So the nose was a triangle, upside down triangle for the beak. And the cheeks were little ovals. And that was it. So that's done. So all I need to do is paint the home sign the color that I want to paint it. Sand the sides off with my gator sander, which I will do. Oh, there goes my sign, which I will do after the live. And then I will glue that all down. I'm going to put some dots on it. And after that, so gator sander, paint the words a really pretty green and put some dots on it. Sand, that's it. Then it's done. And it's all sealed and ready to go. So I hope you really like what you see. I've got a picture for you at the end here of what it looked like. So come back and see me for more. I do have a Facebook page, Lulu Crafting with a Purpose. So come on back and see me there. And hit the like button if you don't mind, and subscribe. And send me a comment if you'd like to see anything different or have any questions. So here we go. Here's the final little thing, and it's so cute. It is so cute. I just love it. So happy Easter, happy spring, and happy crafting.